What's up, you guys? It's Zombie with Zombie Cigar Reviews. Today we'll be smoking the Man of War Legend. Let's take a look at what we'll be smoking. Alright, so what we got is the Man of War, I believe it's the War Horse. The size is Perfecto 6.5 by 64. The wrapper is Habano. The binder and filler are Nicaraguan, and the country of origin is Nicaragua. This is by Fernandez. When I was looking into it, the name used to be the Immortal, but they switched it to Legend. I'm not 100% sure why they did that, but I like the name Legend better. Has a nice band on it with the Spartan helmet, and on the back you see the Spartan shield, which I think is really awesome. Just getting like a hay and a little bit of chocolate on the wrapper smell. So I'm gonna get this cut up and torched, and we'll get to smoking. Alright, so my first impression, you get a little bit of chocolate, a nice red spice to it, like a cayenne maybe, pepper on the retro hell. So I'm gonna continue on into this first third, and I'll come back with some more updates. Right, so just starting out right now, that red pepper is definitely present. You get a lot of that on the retro hell. I'm also getting a little bit of like an earthiness. It's a pleasant earthiness. So I'm gonna continue on until I get a little bit further into the first, but I just want to let you guys know about the pepper in this, because it's definitely a predominant note right now that you're getting out of this. A little bit spicy, especially on the retro hell. It sits nicely on the tongue though, not a tingle or anything like that, but it's nice. So I'll continue on. Alright, so getting into the first third, as you see, the burn line is pretty nice. Still getting that red pepper on the retro hell, and a little bit like on the back of the tongue. A little bit of chocolate, still getting that earth. It's really nice. The smoke output is not so great. It's pretty light. You can barely even see any smoke coming off of it. The draw is pretty good. So good construction so far in the first, and decent flavors. So I'll continue on. I'll come with any updates. Quick update in this first. I'm starting to get a little bit of a leather note in there now. So just a small minor update. And that red pepper, man, woo! It's in there, guys. So pretty much almost towards the end of the first third. As you can see, the burn, phenomenal. No issues so far. Ash is holding on nice, pretty thick. It's not very flaky, so it's a good sign of construction being good. The red pepper is definitely predominant, you know, on the retro hell. Still got like some of that earth, and that chocolate kind of turned into a coffee note, which I'm starting to get, and a hint of like a little bit of some cedar in here. So I'm waiting to see, you know, what comes out in the second third. I'm guessing more of that cedar will probably be more present, and I have a feeling that the chocolate and the coffee will probably be in there, and the earth will probably take a back seat. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna continue smoking, and I'll come back with any updates. Getting into the second third here, the earth did take a back seat. It's slightly still there, but it's almost gone now. The coffee is definitely kicked up a little bit. That spice is still there. This is definitely, like, right now, I'm gonna say this is a medium bodied stick. The cedar's still there a little bit. I'm still getting that off of this, and the smoke output is still the same. The burn is still pretty solid. I mean, a little hot on one side, but I mean, it's still pretty decent. And the smoke output is still, you know, it's minimal, but it looks like there's some coming off now. Earlier it wasn't so much. But I'll continue on with any updates. I'll come back. Just a quick update. As you can see, the ash is still hanging on pretty well. The burn is alright. Just wanted to show you that. Pretty impressed with the construction on this so far. So there you have it. As soon as I record, just say something about the ash, it falls off. But at least you can see that it holds on at least like to about 2 inches. So I mean, that speaks greatly on the construction of the cigar. I'm gonna continue smoking right now. Same notes as last time with the update. So if I get anything new, I'll update you. But I'm gonna continue smoking. As you can see, we're well into the second third now. Burn is getting a little bit off track, but I have a feeling it'll catch up to itself, so I'm not really too worried about it. Again, the leather on this now with the coffee note. The red spice has toned down just a little bit, so that's good on the retro hell and stuff. So the smoke is still pretty decent. It's not a lot of smoke, it's just the right amount. So come back with any updates. Alright, quick update. Earlier this morning when I woke up, I had a little migraine or a headache. So I don't know, it went away. So I don't know if it's from the cigar or not, but it's slightly starting to come back. Got a little lightheaded for a second, so I'm thinking that this definitely turned up into a full body cigar. The leather is still pretty present there, along with some of the coffee. The pepper, like I said, kind of slightly went away. It's still there, but it's not as strong as it was at the beginning. And some of that cedar is still definitely there as well. But I'm gonna continue smoking. I'm almost to the band point, so I'll be taking that off pretty soon. I really like this band. The whole Spartan theme of it is awesome. Makes me want to go home and watch 300. I was watching Lord of the Rings, but I think I'm gonna switch up. So I'll come back with any updates. Real quick update. So there's a slight bitterness. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad bitterness. It's the right kind of bitterness that just kind of adds to this cigar with the leather and the earth that was in it, and then that cedar. It's drying out my tongue a little bit, so I continuously have to drink. Definitely probably eat something with this. Make sure you have a drink with you, just to be safe, so it doesn't end up putting you on your butt. So just a small update. Also, the ash dropped again. It was about another inch before it had fallen. So again, the construction on this is pretty good. That bitterness is definitely progressed a little bit, and something in there is definitely drying out my mouth and my tongue. I'm not a big fan of that at all, but still pretty good. I'm gonna continue smoking. I'm gonna get a little bit further in, and I'll come back with the final third, notes and flavors, and final thoughts. Yes, I am in Phoenix. It rained yesterday, but now it's hot as hell. Just to let y'all know, I'm out here smoking in this heat. It's not too hot, but when that sun's beating on you and you're all black, it gets to you. Quick update. As you see, in the final third, the burn started to get a little wonky. I'm not gonna take any points off for that though. I mean, it's still almost the end of the cigar. So for it to burn so evenly throughout the whole cigar, I'm not gonna take any points off for that. Right now in this final third, I'm getting a lot of the leather. Some of that earth came back. That bitterness is still there. It kind of dissipated a little bit, but it's hard to keep moisture or any kind of liquid inside my mouth. It kind of like sucks up all the moisture out of my mouth. Definitely full body. My head is still a little bit woozy, but like I said, I did have a headache this morning, so it could be from that. I'm not sure if it's from the cigar. Very faintly in the back, there's still some of that coffee too, so it's still pretty enjoyable. When I took the band off, there was a little bit of damage. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, it's very little. It's not where it's going to ruin the cigar or anything, and like I said, it's in the final third, so I'm going to finish up and I'll come back with final thoughts, and if there's any other updates, I'll let you know. Okay, so the red pepper just suddenly came back, and it's a little bit of a bite on your tongue now, so this is a small guys. So for the points on this one, for curb appeal and the way it looks when you go to buy it at a B&M or if it's online, the band is obviously really cool looking. It has a whole Spartan theme, so I'll definitely give it its full point for that. For the price, it's about, I want to say, you can get them probably as low as like $8.50 to $10. So for price, I'll give it a full point for that. I'll pay that for this. It's pretty decent. For construction, I'm gonna give it its full point. Like I said, it burned flawlessly throughout the whole cigar. Had that small little issue at the very end of the final third, but I'm not gonna knock it for that. Flavor and notes, like I said, you're getting some earth, you got some coffee, you got some cedar, some leather, the red pepper on the retrohale and stuff like that, and that bitterness. Because of the bitterness and how I didn't like how it was sucking all the moisture out of my mouth, I'm gonna give it a half a point. I did like all the flavors in it, but I just didn't like having to rehydrate my mouth basically. So half a point for that. And then for overall, I'm going to give it half a point because of the same thing with the bitterness and all that. So altogether it got 4 points, which makes it a really good cigar. I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely smoke more of these. I recommend you try them. This was the Man of War Legend. I believe it was the War Horse in Perfecto, so definitely give it a try. Alright, so again, you guys, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch these reviews. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can see when I put up new content. I did put up a couple other videos this week, just some small little reviews of things I got in the mail and things I ordered. Once again, just thanks for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Peace.